Yeah, just send me a personal message.
Okay, guys, right. Today we're going to do what we call it's either 60 or 90 minutes. Okay. And what the question is what are we doing in our standard workday? And is that actually contributing rather, to actually growing the business? Okay. Now, the thing about it is like, I'm going to ask you a question. On an average day, how busy are you? Would you all say you're busy, you're keeping busy? But what are you actually doing to keep busy during the day?
Hmm. Emails. Do me emails.
I do emails and make products.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
You see, making products for you, Marcia, is fundamental to your business.
Exactly.
Okay. But believe it or not, emails aren't.
Emails
Yeah,
aren't or
I
Are
are.
not.
know.
No, emails are
I
not.
know.
They're not. Emails are not. Okay. Emails come, right. Emails are a necessary evil. Okay. We still rely on them and do bits and pieces, but they take up too much time for the benefit we get from actually them going out in and out. Okay. If you spend an hour a day doing emails, okay, that's an hour a day that, trust me, isn't making money for your business.
Yeah,
Okay, it's just not.
that's
Okay,
true.
because it just doesn't work like that. Okay, so what we've got to do is we've got to look and see what are we doing each day, and is it actually helping us do things? Here's the reason why. If you can work on your business for 9 minutes a day, that equals 30 hours a month of thinking how to grow your business, how to find new clients, okay, and how to increase your revenue. This is fundamental because if you're not thinking about how to find new clients, it means you're not looking at selling your products properly out to people. Okay. So what we need to do is luckily here, I'm instruction day, guys. We're going to give you some ideas of what you should be doing and how to sort of structure your day in the morning. Now, there's a few things you've got to make sure you do. If you're going to do it, you have to make sure your phone's off and you're not disturbed. When we say 90 minutes, we mean 90 minutes of no one talking to you, no one interrupting you. I do mine in the morning because there's no phone calls and no people to disrupt me.
Mm.
Okay? You've got to literally do it. Doesn't matter what happens because once you get sidetracked, you'll go off what you were doing and go off and do other things that aren't fundamental. Okay. So a question from Crystal. That's early. Go on.
How do you know what the most important prioritization for the 90 minutes a day is?
Well,
That's
luckily, this is my next part. So I'll go on to that for you. Okay. So things you can do. Okay. First thing you should do is we all have to have a business strategy. Okay. What that means is we have to set goals and track targets. Now, goals aren't set in stone. What a goal is for, it's to see how well you're achieving things. Okay, so what you've got to do is this is say, for instance, go back and look at your last, say, 3 months sales and what it came to. All right. So let's say we just use a figure. Let's say that your last round of sales were £300. Okay. So what your target should be for the next 3 months is double that. Okay. Now I say double that because you might not achieve double that, but if you aim for the same, you'll achieve the same. You just have to give yourself a higher target that you're already going for. Okay. I mean, you think of it this way. If when my kids were younger, they'd say to me, I can't. And I'd say, try. They say, well, I
no,
go, don't say
no
can't, say
such
I'll
word
try.
as I can't.
Yeah. Because once you say I can't, you won't. All right. You're automatically telling yourself you can't do something. So you won't know it, but your brain turns off. Okay.
Yes.
And what you've got to do is you set a target and go, do you know what? I can double it. Okay. Now let's say you go from 300 to 310. Doesn't matter. It's going upwards. Okay. So first of all, we've got to set a goal. Okay.
Yeah.
And that goal needs to be somewhere where you can see it, where it's a target to hit. Okay. The next thing is, like always with you guys, it's sales and marketing. Okay. Now obviously we all know how to do and look at doing sales and marketing, but again, one of the things you guys should be doing now is, so I can help you as well, is look for the right shows. Okay.
Mm.
Look out for areas you think where you could go along and talk to people. Okay.
Mm.
A lot of shows now, because they're getting quite where they do things now, they've got, I think it's two or three different type of things you can do. You can apply to the show just to go and be at the show and go along. You can apply at the show to have a stand, but there's a new thing they do now, and they're looking for speakers. They want people to come along, get up on stage and talk. Okay. Now, the thing about that is, if you go to a show and the show's about, say, bookkeeping, Jane, all right, and there's people there that may want bookkeepers, there's other bookkeepers there and people around, and you get on that stage and you talk, you are now the professional in that field, and people look up to you and will ask you questions. That's what you need, okay? Because then when other people are there at the show, and they see you up on stage, and they go, do you know what? I need a bookkeeper. I like that lady. She's quite straight thinking. I'm going to go and ask her questions. Okay. Questions lead to clients. Okay. I mean, and it's all things about that. Like, for instance, with, say, like the sales and marketing, right? Crystal's going to be doing some, like, what are they called, Crystal, the shows you do? The healing.
Side episodes?
Yes,
Yeah,
okay.
both.
So here's one of my goals for Crystal. Crystal has to work out how she's going to do this. Sorry, Jane. Yeah, question.
Right. I've got to ask it now because otherwise I'll forget. Is anybody on LinkedIn, Facebook business? Do you see a lot of posts of bookkeeping accountants obviously posting on LinkedIn and Facebook?
No.
No.
I've never seen one for a bookkeeper or an accountant, Jane, ever.
Not for
not?
Facebook. I don't
No.
know about LinkedIn. My LinkedIn is
No, I'm pretty confident, Jane. I've never seen an advert for any
Payroll,
bookkeeper.
yes. Payroll, yes.
Payroll, but
Yeah.
not bookkeeper
No.
or
Not on
accountant.
bookkeeping.
No.
Because obviously I'm quite new to LinkedIn, and obviously I do see quite a bit, but I gather that's because I've got the connection with them. Would I be right in thinking that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right,
If you're in a bookkeeping group, you'll see. But the thing is,
Yeah.
okay, is here's the thing about, right? You go onto LinkedIn and then you link up with other bookkeepers, and then all you do is each of you are discussing bookkeeping. I know it sounds odd, Jane, but even though you're a bookkeeper, do not go in bookkeeping groups. Okay, you want to go into engineering groups or new startup groups and places like that where they haven't got bookkeepers. I mean, that's the point of it, so that you can go.
So, leading on to my next question, like you've just sort of answered it, I obviously I'm looking at sort of 60 minutes at the moment. So I'm looking at running more marketing personally from myself. So if can I go looking for, people that are doing storage, people that are obviously making products like Marcia, people like Crystal, can I, crafts and that sort of thing. Can I go looking for them on LinkedIn? And
Yeah.
Yes.
it doesn't cost you
Jane,
anything
when you think about this,
You
okay,
can also tag the companies, and then but being tagged, they will look at your post. So it's really good. I tagged quite a lot of businesses. They didn't contact, but at least they looked at my posts, and that's important. That's the beginning. And if you keep tagging, then hopefully.
But
what you do, Jane, is this: don't post articles on. Don't. Even if you're doing your social media, anything you do, never post a book. Never do an article saying I'm a bookkeeper. Okay, what you do is you do posts and go 10 good tips for keeping your books up to date. So you give tips, okay? By giving tips,
This is
people, because they know you're a
this
bookkeeper.
is the meeting.
It is indeed. Who is our latest? I can't say that. Good evening. I'm talking to Enola's phone.
Oh yeah, hiya. Sorry, it's me.
Just yes. At the moment, you've come in halfway through. What we're doing at the moment is we're discussing an item called your 90 minutes. Okay, and what this is a way of helping you structure your business so that you can grow quicker and understand what you're doing. Okay, so
that sounds good. Yeah.
So the idea is what you want to do is you want to every day. I know it's going to sound like a lot. Spend 90 minutes working on your business. You've just come in. We've just gone past setting goals. Goals are simple. What you do is look at your last 3 months worth of sales. Okay, and then just set a figure that is higher than that for the next 3 months.
Okay.
It's always it's not to get there. It's just to make you go past where you are now in your mind. So you know you can. Okay.
So
now,
basically set a goal for 3 months, but make it
so let's say
higher.
your last
Is
three
that
months
right?
sales figures are £300. You might say 400, 500, 600. Okay.
Yeah.
And it's just so that because if your mind's a strange thing. If you set the same figure every time, what happens is when you get towards that figure, you turn off.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I've got my goal. I don't have to do anymore. And that's what happens. If you set a goal further than you need, okay, you'll go there. Now we're just about sales and marketing. Now, can I ask you a question? What does your business do? No.
So I'm doing eyelashes at the minute, but I spoke to Crystal, who she invited me on this call, and we were talking about potentially doing like a membership like package, like self-care package for eyelashes. So
yeah, I mean, you're on the right track because as a small business owner, the limitation of your business growth is how many people you can see in a calendar day. Right? That's the limitation. It gets to a point where, because I think Marcia's in between two things. She's in between moving from her kitchen into a proper commercial kitchen, but she's not quite big enough for the commercial kitchen, but she's too big for a kitchen. Okay, so you've got an in-between bit, and it's how do you overcome the in-between bit? How do you, because if she can get to a bigger kitchen and produce bigger, she can then get products out to more retail stores. It stops her selling and lets other people sell, and that's how you do it. Okay, so what you need to do is when we're going to go to sales and marketing. We'll work through, and I'll see if I can blend it into all what you do. Okay, so sales and marketing right now with you, okay, and I'll do this is you've got to, every time you sell somebody or do someone's eyelashes, you've got to say to them, and that sounds odd, would you like a maintenance package for your eyelashes? When they say why, you go, well, if you get a maintenance package, it's going to make the eyelashes last longer, so you're going to save money. Oh, really? Yes, it will do. Oh, I like that's a good idea. So what you've got to do is start factoring it in to every person you speak to. You ask the same question. And by doing that, I think the term is an upsell. Okay. But what that does is that allows you to basically start growing this part of the business. Once you've got enough people doing it, okay, they will start telling their friends and, oh, do you know what? I've been getting these maintenance packages for eyelashes, and they're lasting longer. They may not last longer, but I know it sounds odd, but people will believe they are because they're doing it. So whether it works or doesn't work, it's the psychological thing of what you're doing. Now, some people, and this is going on for years. I can remember, I'm leaving one for you, Jane, going into Clark's shoes as a child with my mum, okay? And she'd buy a pair of shoes and they would say, you need some polish. And she'd think about it and then say yes. And I always knew there was already polish at home, but it didn't matter. You've got a new pair of shoes, just in case I haven't got polish, I'll buy some. It's an upsell. And these little things grow. Once you've done that, your next goal is to set up your e-commerce site. To start selling basically these packages and then going further out. And then you start to basically market to people that do that. Okay. So that with Crystal, we're discussing this as an idea when she's at a trade show. It's really difficult to get somebody to come to your stand, especially when they're not too sure what you do. Okay, because what Crystal's goal is, you have to engage them in conversation. If you can't engage them in conversation, you can't sell to them. So I told Crystal, she's going to all these pagan shows. Here's what she's going to do. She's going to put single tarot cards into envelopes. And this is going to cost her, I don't know what, £2 or £3 if that to do. Okay, and then she's going to get a little sign made up saying something like, do you know your future? Come and pick a free tarot card now.
Wow, that's
And they'll come over, get an envelope, open the tarot card, and they'll go, what's it mean? And they'll go to Crystal. What you're saying to me is, I don't know, but why don't you go and talk to Steve, the tarot reader? But she's going to go to see Steve, the tarot, before this, tell him what she's going to be doing, and then give him one of her bottles to sit next to him while he's doing the tarot readings. Okay? So when people come to see her, she'll send them to him, but when he sees people, he will tell them about getting a bottle made. So by Crystal spending £5-6 on making a bottle for this guy and spending £2 or £3 on some cards, okay, what she's now doing is she's endearing herself to people around her who think that's a nice idea, but she's getting a chance of people who are doing readings, sending them to Crystal to get a bottle to help them in the future. Okay. this is what when you sit down in the morning, this is what the 90 minutes is for. It's working out ways you can improve what the business does.
Yeah.
Okay? And that's for everybody. Okay. Like Marcia, do you have when you make your soaps, do you have odd bits of soap that you literally don't use, just like sit around and just sit there?
I do, but what I'm doing with those is because I'm trying to get my products in stores, I take those end bits or whatever bits I've got left over and I give them as samples to storekeepers so that they can try out the product for themselves, if that makes sense.
Okay, and you don't have that many spares then left over?
No, not at all. And then also what I do, thank you, I shave my soap. So because I shave the corners, with those shavings, I use that to make another soap, if that makes sense.
Oh, a good idea.
So I'm constantly recycling,
Oh, I love that.
yeah.
Okay.
And the soap's called confetti, and it does look like confetti because it's white.
Oh,
It's got all different color bits in it, so it looks like confetti. So
Nice.
So that's there. So guys, so that's sales and marketing. Okay. We've then got to get into product and service development. So again, whether we sell a product or we do a service, okay, we've got to look at how we can enhance that service and get more people onto us. And it might be improving offerings, innovating, and just, do you know, you always get this term, thinking outside the box. Easy to say, hard to do.
Yep.
All right, because it's very difficult to think outside the box because you need to know what the box is first before you can think outside it. Okay, and most of us have no idea what the box is or where it goes. Okay, so what we've got to do is, I know it sounds odd, all right, but sometimes it's worth watching strange TV programs. I'll tell Krista before. One of my favorite programs I've watched on telly was a program called The Mentalist. Okay, now The Mentalist was a guy who claimed to be a clairvoyant. Okay, well, what mentalist means is there's people out there, they're not clairvoyants, they can just read people. They're really good at reading you. Like, for instance, they can stand in front of you and they'll go to you, you've got a pet cat. You'll think, bloody hell, that's amazing. What they've seen on you is cat hair or dog hair. Okay, and that's how they get into people. Now, what I learned from that was it's called investment. Now, if you give somebody something, can be anything at all, okay, they feel that that you're invested in them and they're more likely to give something back. That's why people give out free samples. Okay, a free sample given to somebody, okay, seems like a good gift, but it's not. The idea of the free sample is people go, that's really nice. And because of that, their mindset is more likely to. They've got to go and buy 2 creams, and one guy gave you a free sample of a cream, the other one didn't. Who'd you go and buy your cream from? Your mind will take you to the one that did because you just want to buy things, okay? So when you're looking at like innovation and offerings, yes, go on, Soka.
Yes, speaking of understanding the box that you're in, it's when you're in the box, it's actually see the parameter of your box, but actually by talking and with anyone, or this group could be anyone, but it would really help because what I know is not what you know, or so. For example, bookkeeping, what I know bookkeeping is very, very different from what Jane knows. And Jane, what kind of solution Jane offers to me is outside of the box actually that I imagine. So actually talking with people who don't know what your service is quite helpful. So, and then what Crystal...
Definitely, you're right, Soka. You need to, the whole point of this group is to go onto the chat one day and ask a question. You will get answers. Everyone will give you an answer, okay? And what you get is, what you want 10 different answers.
Yes.
That then gives you 10 different perspectives how people see things. And from those 10 answers, you can work out what to do and where to go. And that, again, that's what it's about. So you might sit down in the morning in your 90 minutes and write some questions and then fire them out to the group to get some answers. Okay. And by doing that, it's hard. it's not easy to try and work out what your clients are thinking. But what you forget, Soko, is we are your clients. That makes sense. Just ask the question. By asking the question, you will get an answer from people, which basically some answers might not be any good, other answers are good, but it's a combination of those answers are going to help us to get to the final goal. Okay, that's why we go to next. We got systems of automation. Okay, now we're all too small to be automated. Okay, you'll hear the word funnel this and funnel that and do this and do that. A funnel is only good if you've got hundreds of people a day coming through it. Okay, because for every 100 people coming to a funnel, it might only work out to be 5 people actually buy the end up product from that company. Okay, so if you need a funnel, it means you're getting in so many clients you can't remember them in your head. Most people aren't like that. Okay, so initially, just get something simple. Don't worry about expensive things. Okay, there's free ones out that you can use, and they're perfectly good. And all you need to do is this. All you need is a name, an email, a phone number, and a date you last spoke to them, and a date you're going to speak to them next, and with some notes on it. Apart from that, we don't need much more than that. I do most of it in my head. That sounds odd, but I literally do, because I know everything everywhere is, and that's how you do it. But I still keep my notes down to go forward. Okay. Now, we mentioned earlier on about setting a goal. So financial and scaling. If you don't know your numbers, you can't scale your business. Okay. James, if you look on Facebook, me and I am. Okay.
When people have got time.
Yeah. What we'll do after this, Jane, is we'll do another round robin on my newsletter. I'm going to put everyone's links to all their social media pages so we can like each other. Okay. Now, financing, guys. If you don't know your numbers, you can't run your business. And let me give you a simple idea of that. Okay. If you had your ideal client right now, how much money would you spend to find your ideal client? Okay. Now, it depends. It's different. If you sell products, it's quite hard because your figure has to be low because the item you're selling is low. Okay. But for you and I, Soko, it's different. Okay. Because we have clients that might spend thousands. How much did you spend to do it? Now, let me give you a classic answer. The other day, I goes, if I was targeting £1 million clients, I personally wouldn't spend £100,000 to find a £1 million client. Someone goes, you spend £100,000 on marketing? I go, no, I'd make £900,000 from the client. It's all relative to what you want to spend. Okay. And if you said to yourselves, each of my clients is worth £1,000, but you're only willing to spend £5 on advertising, you're not going to find those clients very quickly. It's going to take a long time to eke through and get them because it's a numbers game. And marketing it's not a fixed science. You can get it pretty close, but it's not a fixed client. Okay. And you've got to look at this. I spoke to a taxi company who told me they were paying, I think it was £17 per click on their advert. And I said, it's great. I goes, how much do you charge for a journey? He went, it's all right, Rob. We pay £17 for the click and they did airport runs. We're making £70. I goes, you do know that one click doesn't equal one journey. He says, pardon? I goes, just because someone clicked on your advert doesn't mean they booked your service. I goes to him, you mostly find that every 7 people that click on an advert, 1 is buying the journey. I go, so you're spending £100 on advertising, but your service is worth 70 quid. So he had it back to front. He's willing to pay the money, but he had it right, but he didn't understand that just because someone clicks an advert, they're going to go and do that. And it's not, again, so it's very difficult. And if you get your numbers wrong, too low, you can't get enough clients. Too much, you bankrupt yourself. Okay. But it's in between that with marketing. But that also means this is if you knew that your top 50 clients are going to be at a trade show, then that trade show is worth doing if you know they're going to be there. But again, you need to know if they're going to be there. When you're selling products like Crystal and Master, it's very difficult. Using Google AdWords is great for doing product awareness, okay, but it's very bad for doing sales. Because if you happen to spend £8 or £9 on clicks to get to you, to get that sale, it means all the money you make in profit has gone to Google in advertising. Okay, so there's certain things you can't do with that. You've got, again, this way you think, right, I mentioned this box. Okay, now I don't do retail, but to me, I see a crossover, which we've got to do this year properly. So you've got, I mean, Enola does eyelashes, you've got Marcia does soaps, you've got Crystal does her crystals, you've got Michelle does teas, okay? All four of you guys have completely different clients, but they would all buy your products. Crossover. So let's say you've all got 100 clients each, okay? That's 100 clients. How do you grow from 100 to 400 right now? What you do is you tell your clients about the other ones and vice versa. So overnight, by doing it, instead of 100 people know about your products, 400 do. Now, if only 25 of that 300 buy your product, automatically your 3-month goal has been hit.
Yeah.
Okay, I know it sounds odd, okay, but that's what you're saying to you guys. You guys need to cross over and do more, because if you look at big businesses, that's how they work. Big businesses have been able to grow. I saw an article on these 4 of the biggest YouTubers out there, and that's what they did. What they did was they each stalled about 300,000 followers. So what they did was they got each of them got each other's followers to follow them. And it took them like 2 years to get to 400,000. It took them 3 days to get to 1 million by doing that. And all of a sudden, they've now got 1 million followers, which meant they just looked bigger. And all of a sudden, when you get 1 million followers, it's other people join and it's bigger and bigger. So basically, they used a magic trick to get themselves up there. Okay. And again, if you look at that, and the thing was, if you had 2 soap companies, it's very hard, but you haven't. Okay. I know full well, if someone's buying eyelashes, they're not cheap. They're going to buy handmade soaps. If they buy handmade soaps, they're all the same sort of person that buys herbal teas. And they're the same sort of person, I'm pretty guaranteed, who buy crystals, have a house full of crystals. Okay. Now, when your client leaves you, Marcia, I guarantee you they've gone to a shop somewhere and spent £20 on a herbal tea.
Yeah.
All right. And I bet you when Michelle's people have gone there, they've gone somewhere else and they've just spent a lot of money on soaps. Okay. What you've got to do, if you've got clients who like you, you can guide them and they're more likely to buy a product that you recommend. Okay. Yeah. And it's not hard. I would suggest the best thing to do would be you send each other your business cards. And when you do a sale, you put the card in the bag when it goes to them and go, oh, there's some of my friends in there. They've got great products. Have a look. That's all it takes. All of a sudden, if you can increase your sales by 25%, that's a huge number. But what you're not doing, guys, is you're not spending money on marketing or advertising or anything else. It's quite simple, straightforward, direct selling to people who already know you. Okay. And if you do that, you will grow you quicker. Okay. So that's one way of thinking outside the box. Now I can see that because I'm not inside the box. That makes sense. It's hard to see out when you're so focused on what you're doing in front of you. Okay. With that one. Now, business development, again, business shows are good for certain things. The one we went to last year was quite funny because we went to a show last year and we thought it was a networking meeting. Now, what we found out was about 4:45, which was quite distressing to Crystal and Michelle, was the second half of the show was a packaging show of which they needed, and we didn't even know it was there. It was half the show was just packaging. So
it was Sorika and I. We were gutted because apparently there was like a whole wellness bit. We didn't know.
So these events are good. So we're going to organise one because what we do at these shows is they have things called speed networking. Okay, so instead of doing speed dating, you sit down and you will speak to 60 people literally in 30 minutes, and you're given 30 seconds to explain your business. What that does is that lets you focus on what's important. By the end of the 30 minutes, your view of your sales will change. Because whether you're talking to someone in front of you about what you do or a client, you've still only got 15 seconds to tell that client how good your product is at the beginning. Okay, why are you so good? You got to tell them. But once you've done a few of these networking meetings, your brain's able to flip because each person will ask you different questions. And so you can answer it that way. Okay, so we will do more shows. And then the best one is, Crystal, like this, read, take courses, okay, and sharpen your skills. Now, there are certain courses that are good, and there may be others that aren't so good. Okay. There's some very good coaches out there, and there's also companies that they are they're semi-good, but it's more about selling you more courses than teaching you the course. Okay.
Yeah.
Go on, Soko.
Sorry. Yes, I think mentorship is and coaching is quite important, but how can you find the right, as a business, you need someone to support you and guide you to the level to the next level. And there are so many coaches, but most of the coaches have haven't had the experience in business, or
I'm quite
whether
cynical.
they've succeeded in building their business or not, but they are coaches, certified coaches who know how to lead. But I would like someone who've already succeeded and know how to lead too. So probably it's more expensive, but I'm keen to find someone like that.
Do you know you don't have to pay for coaches? Okay. What you do out there, okay, there are, and I know this is mad, some YouTube business coaches who made lots of money and decided just to give away coaching. They have coaching courses free of charge online. Okay?
Really?
Yeah. There's business people out there who see anything as money. There's other ones out there, and there's a word for them. What they call them, okay? And basically, they've made money, and they've decided that they don't want to make more money by telling you how to make money. So they've done free courses. And if you go online, when I get stuck on anything, I'll go to YouTube and find out how to do it. Okay. And if you want to learn something, go to YouTube. And what you do when you go to YouTube, okay, is don't look at how many views it's had. Read the comments.
Comments, okay.
Okay, because the comments, if people think they're rubbish, people will say they're rubbish.
Oh, interesting.
Okay, now my concern with courses is this. I know full well, Hannah went to a course on Saturday. No, Monday it was. And she kept sending me photographs of what she was learning. And I said, they're not teaching you anything. They are overwhelming you with information. So at the end of the day, they're going to sell you a course. At the end of this course, what Hannah had paid to go to, they didn't learn anything, and they tried to sell them someone else to do it for them. So they got them there to do a Google AdWords course. At the end of the day, their suggestion was you should buy this, you should pay these people to do it for you. And they goes, it's cheap, and the lowest cost was, wait for this, £1,000 a month. But wait for this, wait. That didn't include your marketing budget.
Jesus. Oh, that's awful.
Okay. I've done a few courses. You ask about what I'm like. When I know that they're going into sales mode, and Crystal see me do this, I get hyper annoyed. I go, you're either here to teach me stuff, or you're not here to teach me stuff. I mean, earlier on, Crystal, Ben's got his own. Ben's now he's on his own, isn't he?
I know. Yeah,
I heard a note. He sent a note to Hannah, and one of the things he said was. He said his words were, I had to leave because I felt uncomfortable with the way they were operating. And that's a nice way of saying he was shocked how bad they were. Crystal, wait, that's right. Crystal went on a 2-day course. Okay.
And what courses?
Yeah, and they sent some guy in.
What courses did you go?
And he.
Well, I don't know till Rob finishes.
It was the one where he did a 3-hour pitch. And you said, and that woman said, and apparently that's right. You did say to me, some woman said to him, you've got a bad aura.
Yeah, she pretty much told him straight, like, you seem like a good person, but what are you doing? It was a YouTube course. And to be honest, all of that stuff didn't really work. I mean, maybe if I plugged away at it a bit, but it didn't really work. I didn't pay that much money. I paid like £100 or something. But still, that's money that could have been better spent elsewhere. But then Ross came in, this other bloke, and he basically, first they were late the next day, and then they did a 3-hour becking pitch about another bloody course. And I just thought, this is ridiculous.
So was the YouTube about how to create the YouTube, or how to...
It was more like how to create, well, they sort of talked you through, but not really, how to create the page, how to monetize it through
What
sponsorship.
Crystal means is a lot of these courses, they give you enough information to be dangerous, but not to be good.
Yeah, they sort of dangled the carrot a little bit, but
why did you choose that course? Like what?
that course I only did because it was offered at discount, and I thought, well, that's affordable and I can do it. But I think they then tried to upsell it for 300, 400, 600. And if it was offered at that price, I wouldn't have done it.
My problem with these courses are, I know full well that I think Crystal was told that to do YouTube videos, the minimum you can get to is like 15, 20 pence per video. And I said to Crystal, tell them I can get it down to 0.02p. So you're crap teachers, basically. If you're telling them you can't get below 20p, then you're not very good at what you're doing and you shouldn't be doing it, because I claim I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm doing it better than them. So that's not good. Okay. So sometimes what they do is, that's why I like to learn things myself, so that I actually know what I can achieve. And I would say to them, if I can achieve better than you and you're charging for courses, then there's an issue, because advertising's a minefield. When I first started my business, I spent so much money in advertising and none of it worked. I just kept throwing money. I thought, I've got to keep spending. I thought, you know what? I'm going to stop and sit back. Okay. So guys, the next step is this. Okay. In your 90 minutes a day, all right, here's what you should look at doing. Split it up. Try and do 10 minutes for review and planning. What's important to the business? 70 minutes and work on one item.
Okay. Hang on. Review and plan.
So if you can, remember this, if you can't, it doesn't matter if you can't do 90 minutes. As long as you do something, you can always ramp up to more. You can do 30 minutes. Trust me, it's just doing something to grow the business.
So what was it? 10 minutes.
So 10-minute review. What have I done? Where am I going? What's worked? What hasn't worked? Okay.
Yeah.
Then 70 minutes on one item. Like you might be learning PPC, you might be learning Facebook, you might be doing headline brainstorm. It's things that are going to make you money.
Oh, right. To forward track the business.
Yes. Okay. And then you wrap up. Okay. I mean, okay, look, here's some headlines. Okay. Business strategy and vision. Okay. Sales, marketing, and growth.
Hang on.
Right. Product and service development. Systems. I'm going to email this out to you guys. You got it. Okay. System and automation, financial and scaling. Okay. Development and networking, learning and growth, and then some quick views. Now, the idea is under each section, it will say things like, under say business strategy, I've written down set and review quarterly and yearly goals. That's your 3 monthly, which I said about before, and then your yearly goals. Okay. Identify bottlenecks, which there's always something in the business is taking you too much time. There's something it's always every day you struggle to do it. Work out what it is. Okay. And either work on it and make it quicker, or try and see if you can remove it. Okay. So this list I will send out to you. Okay. Now, what you need to do is you're going to say this: in my next 3 90-minute sessions, I'm going to do the following, and just give yourself 3 tasks. Okay. So these 3 tasks could be like, for instance, let's say you've got lots of clients in the past. Okay. Reconnect with them. Now, when I say reconnect with them, don't send them emails. Okay. Emails will get you a 15% read rate. They're terrible. What you do, okay, is you send them a WhatsApp message. Okay. And you can be polite or cheeky, up to you. Okay. You could do a message and go, long time no, for instance, take Enola. You could go, long time no see. Are your lashes still on? Question mark. Okay. I know it sounds odd. Okay. But people react to that. And if they haven't come back anyway, you can't lose a client who's not come back to you. But you can gain a client who's not come back to you. Okay. And they might have forgot to come back, not got it done. Okay. So, and it's things like that. So if you're going to message clients, I would WhatsApp them. Trust me, because you've got a much better chance of them reading a message on WhatsApp than reading an email. Okay. Look at where all these shows are. Okay. And go to them. And it's not the size of the show. I did a small show in Peterborough last year. and that show cost us £90. Okay. I did a show once, the NEC, that cost me about £7,000. From the £7,000 event, I think I got a job for about 10,000, which sounds good, but it wasn't, because it meant that I actually lost money. Okay. At this £90 seminar I did in Peterborough, it's going to turn into the biggest job I've ever done. Okay. So don't think of the size of the show, just think of the show, and does it factor into what you do? So for instance, I noticed the other day, Soko, you were doing a campaign for businesses to actually store their stuff in your warehouse while they're going through. Right. Okay. So let's say there's a local show and it's a little one and it's for the construction industry, and it's £50 for a stand. Go and get a stand, and that's what you pitch them. And you picture, listen, it's like the site's big and dirty. You've got stuff coming in. You've got nowhere to store it. We're local, and you can use us as your temporary storage to move in and move out with your product. Okay. So again, it's looking at it like that. You've got an idea. Okay. But the problem is you've got to get it in front of the construction industry. At that point, you've got to do a little show, but then don't do big shows, do little shows. Okay. The other thing you can do, okay, now this is a great way of marketing, especially for Soko, is what you do, Soko, is this, okay, is you get a list of all the building companies around you. Okay?
Yes, I do have.
Okay, right. Now, what you're going to do, okay, is you're going to send them a letter.
Letter instead of email?
It is, okay, but wait for this. I'm going to give you a novel way of getting through to them, okay? Now, what you want to do is you need to grab their attention. Okay, so the first thing you do is the envelope needs to be bright pink or bright yellow. Ask me why.
Why?
You go to the office in the morning, there's 50 letters, one's bright pink. What one are you going to pick up first?
Pink.
Right, okay. You've got to remember this. You are one of 50 people doing the same thing. You've got to make sure they open yours. Okay? Once they've opened yours, okay, then inside there you do some sort of cute message and you say, "Oh, hi." I mean, if I was yours, I'd do orange because it's the colour of the business, okay?
Yeah.
And I'd go, "Hi, now I've got your attention. My name's Soko. I've got a local store facilities." You go, "Question for you," and you make it short and snappy. You go, "What do you do if the building's delayed with the?" Because here's what happened to construction sites, okay? It's about timing. Now, they will arrange that this building A is going to have the kitchens fitted on Friday. The problem is the paint and decorators are still there on Friday doing stuff. So where do they store the kitchens? And so you've got to work the way where, we know programs are tight, okay? And we have a facility locally that you can store stuff on site in case your projects are delayed, okay? But it's the letter through the door. And the letter through the door is what counts. And people go, if you send, right, a brown envelope's a bill, they go to the bottom of the pile to be opened. They are opened sometime on Friday afternoon when you're feeling a bit less stressed, okay? A white envelope, okay, tends to be other sorts of things that you're not looking for. You trust me, if you see a bright orange envelope, you will think, what the hell's that? And that's the idea, okay?
Yeah.
And by doing something as simple as that, okay, all you've got to do is spend £3 on bright envelopes and a bunch of stamps. Okay, and if you to do a marketing campaign to get through to those businesses would cost you £1,000, because we have to hope that they are online when our adverts online. But where are they? Are they on Facebook? Are they on Twitter? Are they on Instagram? Are they on LinkedIn? Where are they? I'll tell you where they are. They're in their office. And we do things do things differently. If everyone's doing Facebook marketing, you do Twitter. If everyone's doing Twitter, you do Instagram. Okay, because if there's 1,000 people advertising the same thing on Facebook, that's 1,000 adverts the same. Okay, so again, outside the box. If it sounds mad, trust me, if it sounds crazy, it's worth doing. Okay, you will be surprised at what you get, and people will smile. I know a guy once who, ready for this one?
Let's ask a quick question.
He bought 200 flip-flops. Ready for this? And then he actually stuck on one side, he stuck the message, On the other side, he wrote the address with a stamp on it. He actually the Royal Mail will accept a flip-flop to be posted through someone's letterbox as a letter. Okay, so when you walk through the door, there's a flip-flop on the floor with your name on it and an envelope and a stamp. People will go, "What the hell?" And they will pick it up. And the message said, this was so clever. The message said, "Now I've got my foot in the door, please take note." Absolute genius. I mean, proper genius. Okay, but it works because it makes people smile, and it's not been done before, and it's not being done. Okay, and that's why. Like, let me give it an idea. If 10,000 people go on the same YouTube marketing course, that means it's 10,000 people doing it exactly the same way. It's again. So if everyone's doing it, there's no point doing it. Okay?
Can I ask a quick question? Sorry.
Yeah, of course.
Sorry. Would you handwrite the letter, or would you type it up?
Depends how many.
Okay, all right.
But I have heard that you can pay students to do it for you, handwrite them. There's not so much money; they'll sit there and write them out for you all day.
Yeah.
Okay? So yeah, you can do it. But at the beginning, okay, it just needs to be a bright envelope. Okay, you know, I remember once I came home and there was a red envelope on our floor. Like, opened it up, and inside it was a very big £1,000 check for the postcode lottery. And it was the first. I thought, "Oh, what's that? That's different. That's red." Got it, opened it up. Ooh, yeah. So it was the first one I picked up. People are drawn to colours. Okay, so these are the things you can. So while you're sitting down there in your 9 minutes in the morning, 90 minutes each day, okay, these are the sorts of ideas you will brainstorm, and then you'll put them out, and you'll do all that, okay, and you'll do things, and that's all it takes. I mean, why do you think? Right, let's take Marcia. Marcia, there'll be certain stallholders that might put things out like sweets and stuff on their stands. That's for the children, because if a child goes to grab a sweet, the parent comes with them.
Yeah.
Okay, it's all about, you need to, if people are 2 meters away, they can't see what you're selling. If you can pull them in towards you, okay, you'll see something completely different. I mean, Crystal saw me in full action at a fire show and how blatant I was. One guy went past me and I said to him, "Are you interested to learn about fire alarms?" And he said, "No." I go, "That's right, let your building burn." I'm blatant. I mean, she was just dying of hysterics. But did it get his attention?
I don't know if I actually recall that, to be honest. I don't know if I did. But
that one. Give us that one. Oh, was it Michelle was there with me? I can't remember. But yeah.
I don't think it was me, because I would have remembered something like that.
But yeah, so, and sometimes you need to be a bit different to pull people in, because they can come in. People are shy and they don't like asking questions. If they don't know what you do, they might think they do, but people don't like to come across as being stupid. Instead of just asking a question, they just won't ask. If Crystal gives them a card, a free tarot card, and they're standing there, the next thing they go is "Oh, what are these?" That now gives Crystal an opening to sell to them. You need that opening. You can't sell anything unless that person talks to you. If you watch,
sorry,
how would you do? Sorry, go on, Nola. Go on.
How would you do that with eyelashes then? Like,
how do you get your clients now?
So I started off with Groupon, and the whole point was to upsell, like, once I got the clients in, but then that didn't happen because I found that a lot of the clients on Groupon, they just wanted to come like for a one-off.
Can I ask you a question? Do your clients come to you?
They did initially, but now I'm going to them because
And are they all local to you?
Yeah.
Right, you need to set up Google Local.
Okay, Google Local.
Okay, Google Local. Okay, it's a strange one. Google, right, if you had the best web developer in the world, the highest you can now get on Google is position 7. Okay,
wow.
Position 1 and 2 are generally paid adverts. Okay, 3, 4, 5, and 6 are Google Local. If you type Crystal's Bedford, that's it. You'll see Crystal at number 3 on Google.
Mm.
I didn't know I was number 3 till today.
And that's all done because what Google says is Google says this. Google's always done this, and it's a throwback. Google was always designed for local businesses, but big businesses worked out how to force themselves to the top of Google. But 90% of Google searches are for a local business. So what's the point of going online and type in eyelashes and you get someone in New York? It's completely stupid. Okay, so what Google logo does this. Google logo goes right. It says, right, Rob's in Huntingdon. Rob's looking for people who do eyelashes in Huntingdon. Let's only show him companies in Huntingdon that do it. And the beauty is that 90% of companies in the UK, like yourself, aren't on Google Local. So the ones that are there. I mean, it works differently. I mean, how many clients did you say you've got from Google Local, Soko?
How many, sorry?
How many clients do you think you've got from Google Local?
You mean the reviews or the clients
How many
from?
clients, yeah. How many clients? Do you know what, right? What you've got, right, take Google Local, guys, okay? On Google Local, all right, you can go on and see how many people have looked at your page. Now, earlier on, we did this for Crystal, okay? Now, I'll give you a stat. The average website in the UK receives 10 visitors a month. All right? It's not very many. A good website might receive 100 or 200 visitors a month, okay? Crystal's Google Local page has been visited by 1,400 people in the last 60 days.
Wow, that's really
Okay?
good.
And
Thank
from
you.
that, I think about 300 actually clicked from the Google Local page and went to her website.
That's amazing.
Wow, that's
All
good.
right, now if you go and check your stats, you'll be surprised how many people land your Google Local page. What
But
that
where do I look at? So I'm on Google.
go on Google, open your Google Local page, okay,
Yes.
and then do you know what? Let me open up mine. 1 second. Let me open up mine, and I'll show you. Easy.
And I do
Show us
see.
one.
Okay, if I show you, sorry, for some reason my internet is just it's
I
not.
know.
So let's go to here. Sorry, let me just open up the Google Local. And in fact, do you know what? Let's open Crystals because then Crystals would be a better one to actually show you
I
what's going
don't
on.
know what
Right, 1 second,
happened.
guys.
I just put in all these Valentine's Days keywords because it was obviously Valentine's, but just stuck it all in there. I was like, it took me hours and hours and hours and days. Yeah.
Right, guys, watch this. So if I go to, sorry, let me just share the page. 1 second. Right, so let me just share my page.
Yeah, I found it now. So
Right,
for
if
the
I
last
show you
2
guys,
months,
it will make more sense. And this is the best free advertising you're ever going to get. Right, so this is Google's, this is Crystal's Google Local page.
Mm.
Okay, now, if I click on performance, okay, that shows us over the last few weeks how many
that's
people have
really good, Crystal.
okay? If
Wow.
you look down, okay, here, all right, it shows
Wow.
keywords people have actually clicked on.
Ah,
Okay, and if you look, it's and some there you go.
wow.
173 people have visited Crystal's
From
profile.
September. Wow, that's really
Okay,
good.
and it's the
Really
keywords he wants. I mean, healing crystals, and these are all people that live within 2 miles of Crystal's house.
Good.
Okay, because what you keep forgetting is this: people aim for the UK when the clients are around you. Literally around you, okay? So this is the idea of Google Local, okay? What Crystal's not doing at the moment well is loading up new pictures,
Sorry.
okay? But you can also see here as well, when people go to her page, they can also see some of the products. You only have a few as well, okay? But that's the goal, okay? And this is free to use, okay? So what
Is Google Local the same as Google? Is it Google My Business or is that a different
it's
thing?
Google My Business. They changed
Oh,
it.
okay. Okay, I'm with
But
you.
I'll
Yeah.
say this: even if you've got a page, I'm pretty confident it's not set up right.
I haven't got one. So
Okay,
I need to, yeah, no, I need
right.
to set
And the
up.
reason why you got one, especially for you, okay, there'll be people next door to you right now typing the words eyelashes or local eyelash person right now. Your service is going to be far more searched on Google than any of us at all, by far. Okay, and by doing that, you might find yourself having to travel 200 meters instead of having to go miles to find your clients. Okay, and that's why it's good. And when it works, I know a guy that runs his business off of Google Local. All he uses. Doesn't have any money. He finds all his clients on Google Local. Okay, but he's got all his words right. So even if you've got it set up, you've still got to go in all the time. Like, for instance, watch this, guys. If you sell eyelashes or teas or soaps, you should now be going in there and typing the following sort of keywords: Mother's Day gifts, this thing. That's the next big bunch of keywords by people. Okay, Mother's Day. Okay, you know, look at all these holidays have been manufactured by businesses to make money out of us. Okay, what we've got as little businesses, we've got to go on board. So part of your moments a day is working out each time of year, add keywords. Once you've gone through a whole year of keywords, next year they'll work themselves because it knows what they are. Okay, with that one, it's a bit harder with Jane because businesses don't type things right. I mean, with Jane, I think now, Jane, you should be right. I think you should be adding things like, how do I submit my late filings and things like that is what you should be.
Yeah.
Sounds odd, but that's what people are searching for now because they haven't done it. Okay, you know, and that so we have to look and see which keywords people. So, and this is all part of this is all what you're doing. So during that 90 minutes each day, what we're doing is working out how our business can grow. If we don't, we'll stagnate. Okay, and all these little things will basically will work and we'll tick over. Okay, with that one. So what I want you guys to do is literally sit down and work out what you do in your day. I mean, here's the things you can do. Like, for instance, I would say, Soko, look at how you're going to, I would spend 2 or 3 days minimum, or maybe a week, working out the local builders, what to send, how to send it, finding envelopes, nice and bright. That is well worth 7 hours of your week. Because if you get that right, okay, and you get one builder, that one builder is going to give you consistent work. And they will just rent an area, whether they use it or not, doesn't matter, but they will rent it just in case they need to use it. All right, and that's the key. You know, because if you've got tiles coming to a site and it's still being under construction, they'll get smashed. Windows get broken. It's a disaster for them. And I can safely say most of them wouldn't have thought about using a local storage centre to store stuff in. Because it's not what they're too worried about finding something to put it on site than just storing it off site a little way away and then moving it in. Okay, and that's the goal. So for you, that might be your first week doing that, getting letters, posting them out. The hardest thing you're going to do is you've got to find the name of the person. Okay, another way to do it, okay, would be you've got 2 options. You can approach the construction companies themselves, or what you do is you send one to the actual site foreman of the project, the one that's under stress. So around you there'll be.
How do I find out that they're under stress?
Yeah, they'll trust me. You show me a construction site, I'll show you some under stress. They're all under stress because they're all overworked.
Okay.
It doesn't matter. They're all stressed. Okay. I worked in the construction industry. Okay.
Oh, okay.
My wife said to me, I was Anthea, I used to have conversations in my sleep with people at work out loud, arguing. I used to have screaming arguments in my sleep. One night, Anthea said to me, I was going, Fiona, and she went, hi, Rob, it's Fiona. What do you want? And she goes, I fucking told you. You put it in the wrong fucking place. The board goes over there, not fucking over there. I was having rows in my sleep. So trust me, they're stressed. And anything you can do to alleviate that stress, Soko, will work. Sorry, Crystal, you got your hand up.
Sorry, I was just trying to unmute. That was quite a funny story, but true. Also, going back a bit, you know the keywords that you mentioned, which are seasonal, don't they change every year?
No, because every year, trust me, next Valentine's, people are going to write, find love, this. They write the same thing every year. It's just that the words change over the year. No one is writing about Valentine's when they're thinking about their summer holiday. What they're writing about is, how do I lose weight? How do I do this? How do I do that? You follow, okay? So and it changes, and over the year it changes, and it does, and then but it goes, and it's the same words every year. So once you've got your year done, all you're then doing is looking at it and maybe topping it up, but it should pretty much run itself after a year.
Yeah. Okay. That's what I wondered. That was it. Yeah. Okay.
So the idea is it's looking at novel ways. I mean, Enola, if I was you, okay, what I would do is to promote your eyelash maintenance kit, run a Facebook competition.
Yeah.
Okay, and here's the reason why. The only person who's going to want an eyelash maintenance kit is someone who uses eyelashes. But what you do is you only do the competition local to you. So what that means is when you go to Facebook, okay, you run a small Facebook advertising campaign, but you change the location and you put your postcode in and do 2 miles around you.
Yeah.
Okay, because obviously that's what you want initially to go out to people around you. Okay, but if you want to sell further afield, you can do. Okay, remember this: you can do it by demographics. All right, and you can do it by this. And what eyelash is a strange one. Okay, now here's the thing about eyelashes is people that got loads of money aren't going to do it themselves. They're just not. Okay, so you're back to front. Normally, you're trying to target the higher earners. In your one, you want to target the lower earners. The ones that want your eyelashes, but have enough money to do it all the time, or maintain them.
Oh, but what I do is I do eyelash extensions. So, I guess the idea would be to like do the eyelash extensions. And initially, I was just going to do it as a package. So they do they just pay like a membership fee. And then each month, because you have to get the eyelashes like replaced, infilled within 2 to 3 weeks. So I thought a lot of people are just doing it like they charge like £65 or something just for an eyelash extension service. But I thought because I wanted like to get money in each month, would it be better to do a subscription fee? But I'm not sure if people would be interested in that. If they pay like a monthly fee.
People feel like they're committing to something, which might they'll pay it monthly. When it's a subscription fee, suddenly it's in writing and stuff. I think, so with the maintenance pack, does that make the eyelashes last longer?
So yeah, the maintenance pack, basically what's included, yeah, it does. So you'd get your 2 to 3 week infill included. Then you get 10% off. And if you want additional infills outside that package, you sorry, not 10%. I think it was 20% off. You get a discount. And then I was also going to include like maybe a lash shampoo or something, and you brush like a lash care kit. So yeah, that maintenance package would be after they've had my initial full set to come back and maintain their lashes.
In your 90 minutes each day, okay, sit down and work out the package. So obviously what you've been doing is you've been doing a bit here and a bit there, working it a little bit here, a bit there. What you haven't done is actually, like Jane, is actually sit down and go, right, I'm going to spend an hour and a half and properly work it out. I can see what's going on. And this is why I'm saying to you, you've been working in your business, on your business. So while you're doing things, this has been a second thought. But if it involves making more money, it should be the first thing you do each morning. Is sit down and go, right, I'm going to work out the package for this. I'm going to work out the costings for it. I'm going to work out how it can be used. I'm going to work out how we do this, how we do that. And so by the time you've finished, you've got an idea of what it is. Okay. From that, you can, like Psycho, you can work out how to basically then sell it. But until you know your costings, what it's going to cost, how good it's going to be, how much it will last, Enola, you can't go to the next stage. It will only be a thought because there's no cost behind it. You've got to sit down and work out what's going to cost you. Then you can go, right, cool, I've got the costings. I can now offer it out as a package.
Yeah, okay.
Now, the thing about that is if you've got that, okay, how do you expand beyond yourself?
I haven't really thought that far ahead, if you want me to be honest. How do I
see, that's what this is for. So to me, The first thing I see is there's a package you can buy that can be used to extend your eyelashes. Now, I'm assuming that 9 out of 10 guys that do eyelashes don't sell these packages.
Well, they do, but they don't sell it as a package. They just do it as a singular service, if that makes sense. So
anything that's sold out there,
yeah,
doesn't matter what it is, okay? There's a way to you to get into a position where other people will use you to do it for them and send it out to them doing it.
Yeah.
Okay. And it's how you, because remember this, any business you have, the limitation, especially your business, if you're doing eyelashes, is once you've hit your maximum capacity, no matter what you do, you can't get bigger because you can't work any more hours. So,
but I mean, what a lot of people do, I'm not sure if that's what I want to. I haven't thought about it, but they do start teaching other people or having workshops.
Oh, you see, I'm a bit different to that. I was thinking of the idea of every business, and Hannah will tell you this, okay, is this. You want a business you can run while you're sitting on a beach.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Is that right, Hannah? Is that the way to look at it? Yeah. So here's the idea. Part of your brainstorming is you've got to look at the industry and work out there'll be something that is glaringly missing. I won't know industry, okay? And what you've got to try and do is step into that gap. And it wants to be something where you can step away from doing the eyelashes yourself, but there's a way where you can incorporate yourself into the industry and do something which can generate you revenue, which you can run, but you're not doing yourself. It's there. It's just that part of what you're doing each day is looking for glaring holes in the industry.
Yeah. Okay. So that's my task for this week then, just finding the gap in the market and seeing how I can expand.
It's like an exit plan. An exit plan doesn't mean leave the business. An exit plan means how can I get a business running where it can carry on running, make me revenue. I've got one that was a Hannah was. When I was an engineer, one of my bosses said to me once, he goes, Rob, your job is to keep me on the golf course. Okay, so that's the idea. You need to get it in. And it's because a lot of people want to run their own business, but they don't want to find the clients. Okay, so if you can find clients, too many clients, okay, you can offload clients to other people and grow a business like that and employ. And that sounds odd, okay, but that's how they grow. And it's someone goes, oh, what if they need to start their own business? It's not as easy as that. If it's as easy as that, nobody in the UK did it. Hi, Hannah.
Yeah, totally agree. Like recently, I've been working on my funnels, landing pages, and VSL. VSL stands for Video Sales Letter. But not just that. I actually wanted to do it in the easiest way, which doesn't cost me too much time. So now at the moment, I'm training my own avatar. I'm going to find my digital twin to do lots of video for me. It takes a little bit of time to train this. I think because we are also business owner, if we just work in the business, we're going to just so much to do. So working on the business is I think for business owner, the most important thing is to do sales and marketing. For me, in my company, the best person to do sales is Rob. So I allocate lots of sales to him. But then I think about the marketing, the strategy. And then because without the income of the clients, you just don't have business. I mean, you can do lots of, I love doing film, like doing this and that. But if I just concentrate doing those, it won't bring the income to the money, the business to the company. So you have to think, whatever business you're doing, you have to think, what can I do to bring more clients?
It is, okay. And sometimes it's worth having somebody else work with you. Okay. You'll find people out there that can help you, whether it's friends, your husband, doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what it is, okay. But it's being able to, like I said to Hannah, people make up to Hannah to ask her for work, but I said to Hannah, she shouldn't be talking to them. She's the CEO of the company. It's not her job. I said she needs to stay distance away from it. So that when people are talking to the company, what they're getting is, oh, you got to talk to Eva. Hannah will let you in. If it's about finances, talk to Hannah. Anything else, tech guy, sales, this guy. Okay. And what you're doing is you're giving that big business feel. You need to be able to show you're a big business. Otherwise, you can't get big projects. Okay.
Yeah, I don't do the figurehead, but I do the initial talk though.
Yeah. So Hannah talks. It's like, yeah. So Hannah does the golf course bit. And then and then I take over. But it's an element, and you'll be surprised. Okay, every business has something where everyone assumes everything's been done, and that's one of the biggest failures in business. Is unless you've checked it yourself and you've seen it with your own eyes, don't believe it's been done. Okay, people always telling me that's been done, and I'm going, have you checked? Well, no, it must have. I go, but have you checked? Must have is not checking. Must have is just being lazy and making an assumption. Go and check. Okay, you know, and that's the way to sort of grow. Okay, but I definitely say you guys should look at crossing over and doing, you know, other things, bits and pieces. Like Anola, you need to do some videos on, I don't know, can you do videos on eyelash care? Just even if you don't get extensions and things like that. There's things you can do to engage with people to get you to be known.
Yeah, I was considering doing a blog, starting off, but then you said something about
no, a blog's a lot of work.
Okay,
a blog's a lot of work. Okay.
Yeah.
What I mean is you're doing something that's basically people are interested in. Okay. I think the biggest result Crystal ever got on her Facebook page is when she just turned her phone on and videoed herself making products. People love watching other people do stuff. We are a nation of watchers, okay? And most people would sit down, and if you showed them how intricate it was to put on a set of eyelashes, people will watch you do it. And here's the thing, it doesn't take any time because you're doing it anyway. Just record it and load it, and that's it, okay? And that's what people want to see. Then what you're doing is twofold. One, you've got a free video, but two, you're showing people how good you are as well. Okay, and that blogs, people don't read.
Yeah.
People don't read, ain't got time for reading. Okay. So you do a video, okay? And you do the video, all right, and just basically add some music to it and then load it. And it's just hi, did this check this out. Yeah. And they will get, I mean, Hannah went to Taiwan, okay. We spend a lot of time doing some really flash videos. Went to Taiwan, turned her phone on and rid herself in this was it a museum, Hannah?
It's Chiang Kai-shek Memorial Museum.
And this video most probably has got the worst sound I've ever heard in my life. Okay. And it's one of our most watched videos on our channel. There's absolutely no logic in what people watch. So don't even bother trying to be clever. Don't put titles on. Just go straight in, start the video, off you go. Okay, same with you, Master. Just do some videos, Master, with you. Trust me, just get the camera up, okay, and it doesn't matter if it's an hour, it's not relevant. Do a video of you making soaps. Just get a YouTube channel, load it up onto your channel, load it onto Facebook, okay, and just go. Here's me today making one of my luxury creams, blah, making this soap, okay. The other day, I come down. Right, let's go through TV programs, okay. They started with like baking, okay. Then I caught about for you watching a knitting one. A sewing one, okay, a pottery one, all right? She's just obsessed with them. As long as someone's making something, about to watch it, okay? And that's most people, okay? And so whatever you do, I mean, I'll be, this time in the summer, Marcia, okay, there'll be the Great British Soap Off. You watch, okay? And there'll be loads of people in the room go, right, guys, here's some ingredients. Let's see what you can make, yeah? I'm telling you, someone's pitched that idea without a doubt. Okay, and that's the thing, because they know people will watch it. People will watch it, okay, and that's why. And for us though, but as business owners, if you've got to do something anyway, and you can double the time for taking no time, you should be recording everything you make. You should be recording and then loading it up onto Facebook. Sometimes go live. Do a Facebook Live. Remember, during lockdown, guys, I would have up to 500 people watching me DJ.
Wow.
All right. Do you know why? Because they didn't know, they had nothing else to do, and I knew I had a captive audience of people that were bored out of their heads. And to make it worse, guys, so Hannah's seen this. Because I realised people watching me DJ, I had the Bobstead's DJ show. I then started during the day the Bobstead's gardening show, and people watch that as well. People will watch absolutely anything, but it gets your business viewers. And then people like they want to see it's a person making it and not some corporation. That's also key as well, guys.
I learned a tip today because I went to do gosh, I'm exhausted actually. I left the house like 6:30 in the morning. I only just got back, and then nearly 7 o'clock, then started training. There's a tip, when you ask for your client to give you testimonial, and this is a fantastic tutor. He said, "Oh, don't ask them to say you're nice or whatever." He said, that's not good testimonial. One thing you must always ask your clients, like Crystal, if they bought your crystal bottles, what's the result they get from?
Thanks, Hannah. I'm taking notes.
Yeah, what's the result from getting? They have your crystal bottle. Oh, okay, now. So just don't have the testimonial like, oh, Crystal's nice. She's very kind. Her bottles are very beautiful. No. You said, okay, the bottle bring tranquility to my life. I feel much calmer. My anxiety has reduced. And I wasn't that. Just I don't know. I'm making it up. Yeah. Ask the client to write the result, the outcome of using your product or your service. By the way, I'm going to ask you, so when you do the review for the commercial we made for you, has it brought in more sales for you, or have you got more views of your website? Because that's important. So when people read your testimonial, Ben actually asked me, because he asked me, who's this Maya statement? What's this musician about? And I said, oh, she's a very young, talented woman, and she recently, she got an interview with Universal Studio. And Ben immediately said, why didn't you ask her to write this in your testimonial? Once you get Universal Studio in the testimonial, that will instantly make this testimonial more powerful.
Yeah.
Because of course, not necessary because the Universal Studio saw this, but it just implies that. So whenever you ask your client for testimonial, this will helps your sales. To ask them to write the result or the improvement or whatever better outcome they're using your product or your services, they have achieved. And
so
that's
go back to them and ask them to write things like smoother skin, less blemishes.
Yeah. That's right. Yes,
they do. Funny enough, they do.
Take the wrinkles away from my face. My skin is much easier to maintain.
They do that.
Yeah.
As well as I ask, sometimes when I'm at my stand and I'm talking to returning customers, I say to them, do you mind if I video what you're saying? So I record what they're saying, because they're telling me that the soap, reduces bumps if they've got skin rashes.
You need to go into your social media
makes their skin smoother. Or it nourishes their skin. So I've got that as a video, and then I put that video on my Instagram.
Yeah, good.
And that way people can see that the products actually work, because they are getting rid of the skin issue that they have. Like who's got
if your client said, oh, all my friends commented on me that I'm like a sister to my daughter or something, like that, then
and talking of that, actually, Rob, can you do reviews on my Google, please, and say the benefits of the soaps you received?
Hold on, Marcia. I still haven't got any hair.
You didn't get the right one then, Rob.
I'm sure you said.
The
I'm sure
shampoo
you said
bar,
it. I did see hair. I did see hair growth, didn't I? I was just.
Marcia, put it on your website. Put all those video testimonials on your website.
Yes.
You should.
Yeah.
And then you can have it rotating at the bottom. I like to play those sorts of videos when I'm buying something. So it's just more, powerful. That's what I would do. I've got one on mine.
Thank you. Oops. I'm writing that down, Crystal.
Well, look, guys,
Yeah.
I'm
I've
going
got
to give you, before we
bottles.
go, a challenge for you all, okay? The challenge is, over the next 7 days, you don't have to do weekends, but it's good if you can, do a bit, okay? Is write down how many minutes each day you do of the 90. Remember, it doesn't mean 90, it's just, because again, and at the end, and so by this time next week, I'm going to ask a question, and I'm going to say, how many hours have you done? I mean, I'm quite lucky. I wake up at the crack of dawn anyway. So I wake up and I will do my hour and a half before anyone's up in my house. Because it's the only time I'm guaranteed I'm not going to be disturbed. After that, it's nearly impossible to do it during the day because you've got to work during the day and do your business. So I would suggest try and do it early or late. If you can't do an hour and a half, do half an hour. Okay,
Rob is the only person who will ring me at 7:30 in the morning.
I've been up for 2 hours.
Shortly after I wake up.
It's like 10 o'clock. So it's really late.
He's wanted to wake at 5. Are you kidding me? I'll text him at like 6 or 7 when I'm going to work.
So yeah. And the other thing, guys, is ask other people in the group questions when you're doing things. If you've got a brainstorm and you need a question, just ask the question, what would you do? What would you say? If you were searching for my product, what would you type? And that's so part of the brainstorming is who do you want to ask to do questions and things like that.
You see, I've been looking for like soaps for cleaning face, I do use some other makeup, but I've been to Greece and I saw a lady, she was in her 80s. She used nothing except soap for her face, for her hair, and she never used dye. She got pitch black hair and her skin is so smooth and there's no wrinkles.
I'll send you a link to Marcia's site. Anything you need will be on there. Avantha uses it. My daughter stole it and went back to university. Avantha soap, or one of her soaps, so she's a little bugger. Yeah. So it must be good. My daughter won't put anything on her skin. She's and she goes, oh, I like this. There's 2 soaps there. Do you like this soap? That's what we heard. And then when she went to university, we didn't notice it had gone with her back to uni. So yeah. So with that one, but that's the goal, guys. So right, guys. So I'm going to email out this thing, which is called like a business strategy guide, which just gives you some ideas of some of the things you can break down into and look at it. Okay. I've got a sheet somewhere that's got things you can do in your 90 minutes. But remember this, okay? All you're doing is you're looking at ways of how you can grow your business, what's missing out there, what can I niche into? Is there areas I can get into a mass market where I can step back and let the product take over? And we will say congratulations to Hannah.
Yeah.
But wait for this. Hannah, go and tell them. Wait for this. Wait, Hannah's not a award winner anymore. Go on, Hannah, say it.
It's a multi award winner.
You got another one today.
Oh, well done.
Oh, congrats.
2 awards in 1 week.
Well done, Anna. That's fantastic.
Just remember this, guys. If you enter them, you'll be surprised what comes back. Okay. And it's that one word where you can say we're award winners. Because again, part of making your business better is telling people you won awards. Okay, it does make people don't believe it. If it didn't work, then Thomas Cook wouldn't say things like traveling in the year the last 5 years. That wasn't relevant. They say it for a reason. Okay? I remember someone said to Avanthia once, we're not impressed with awards. And I shouted out, well, that's because you haven't won any.
Spicy, Rob, spicy.
Yeah, well, it's just that statement, isn't it? Okay, so yeah. So do that. I'll do a post into WhatsApp with these pages and stuff and what to do. Okay, and it's nothing major. And don't remember this. It says 90 minutes. That's a time being set. It's more about doing something. Okay.
I think I do more than 90 minutes every day.
Yeah, I think I do as well, because I do a lot more working on the business. Okay, with that one. So with better ado, I'm going to go downstairs and rewatch the 40th anniversary of EastEnders. Is it today, or is that tomorrow?
Oh my God.
Oh, it's been going on. I've been catching it as well. My dad's been watching it. It's so damn good at the moment, though.
There's the web link to Marcia's site. It's in the chat.
Yeah. I was going to say, Hannah, I've just put it in there.
Oh, thank you so much. Sorry, I just saw it.
And Hannah, I would say the soap to get is, I'm just going to write it now.
Yeah, what is it?
Golden butter.
Golden butter.
Golden butter.
Yeah.
It's the Sheba butter.
It's shea butter. It's lemongrass and lavender essential oils. It has bentonite clay within it.
And what Marcia's missed out again, Hannah, it's also vegan.
Yes, it is. So,
all right,
Rob, all right.
It's the ingredients. That's important, because it shows you how natural the ingredients are in the product.
Yeah, it's 100%. All my products are 100% vegan and natural and organic. Okay, and handmade by me with these two hands.
Can somebody answer this question for me? I was looking at 2 tins of Heinz tomato soup.
Oh, God.
Now, one tomato soup said tomato soup. The other tomato soup said vegan. Excuse me if I'm stupid, but isn't tomato soup vegan? Or have I missed the plot somewhere in life?
Oh, yeah, that's interesting.
There was 2 tins. One tin said tomato soup. The other tin said tomato soup. It said vegan tomato soup. And I thought, what's the difference in tomato soup and vegan tomato? What have I missed the plot? Or is it just me being me?
Maybe it's got something in it that wasn't.
Well, I don't know. My tomatoes, it hasn't got chicken in it.
Well, vegan is a bit more like no milk.
Because some tomato soup, they may put some gelatin in it.
Yeah, exactly.
And they put cream. Cream is not vegan, I don't think.
The gelatin will thicken the sauce, and then the gelatin is not vegan. Gelatin is
pig.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pork. Yeah.
So a lot of things we got gelatin in it to thicken the soup. So it's not vegan.
So your question's been
answered. And that's 5 minutes from my 90 tomorrow gone.
Well, Marcia, I've got some pots for you. I don't know if they're will be, okay, but I'll send you some photos. I'll do it on the WhatsApp.
Yes, please.
Okay, so right, guys. So guys, let's just basically work out our bits. Let's do our 90 minutes or 30 minutes or 20 minutes and just think of ways you can grow. And then Nola, if you have any questions and stuff, just go into the WhatsApp group and just ask questions.
Okay, sure, yeah.
Somewhere I've got a guide on setting up Google Local.
Okay,
right,
I'll have a look.
If you struggle with it, I can set one up in about 5 minutes.
Oh, wow.
Okay, and Marcia, we need to sort out your address.
Rob, listen.
I haven't done it.
I've got to do a live video. Even though I've done a live video with me at my stand, and it still wasn't verified. They still refused to verify it. So
why?
I don't know. It's a nightmare. I've also got more testimonies on that Google review, on the Google.
Oh, no, your Google page is still running. You just can't load images. So it's not going to go anywhere. It's going to stay live. It's just to verify.
Well, there's 2. There's a duplicate one now.
Where?
Oh.
And the duplicate one has got no information. It's got the opening times. There are pictures of me there. That's all. And it's got the address. Everything is verified. But I've got no reviews, Rob. All my reviews are on my original.
Have you got access to the duplicate one?
I have, but I don't want to use it because it's got no reviews on it, Rob. And I can't transfer my original reviews to this one. I can't.
No, I believe you can blend 2 businesses together into one.
Can you?
Let me check.
Please.
Okay.
It's been a nightmare.
The worst thing is when you're there next, just go online and go live and just redo it live again.
Yeah.
And see what happens, okay? Because sometimes Google's really weird how it works. Sometimes and because it's been done by an AI, it's not a person. The AI is making the decision, which can be completely wrong. And do that one. But remember this: the Google page you've got is going to work forever. The only thing is you can't load images onto it or update the things on it. If I call correctly, give me a second to have a look. Yeah, so on your page, what it was just have a look here. Is I know that the page is viewable. I just don't think we can actually update it. That's the thing. But I reckon give it a few more goes. It might take a couple of goes because again, this is just Google in their plum on how they do things. Let's have a look here. So if I look at your page, give me a second.
Because it says no reviews, and I've got more reviews recently, and
Oh,
where
no,
I would make comments to say thank you to them, I can't because I've got no it's not verified. That one isn't verified for some strange
right,
reason.
just let me try something. Give me a second.
What a
It's
pain.
driving me crazy.
Yeah, that sounds like a headache.
Yeah, it's a huge headache, and I'm not back at the market. I've got another week and a half off until I go back to the market.
Ah. How much is it for your market? Where is it? Is the one in
Isabella Road.
Yeah, that's not in keeping with my stuff. I think I had a bit of a chat with Michelle about it because I was trying to get to Covent Garden, but anyway, they didn't want me. They didn't want my products, even
Have
though
you applied?
yeah, I applied to Covent Garden. They didn't want me.
Portobello, because what you do is something that is unique. You know something, we're taught privately out of the chat.
Yeah, we don't want to take up the time. That's fine.
Exactly. But yeah, message me, please.
Yeah, I have to message you. But...
Sorry, guys, I'm looking at the screen. It looks like you can update the services and stuff on your page. Okay.
No, I don't want to because that one isn't the original.
No. I'm on your page. It's got all the reviews on it.
Are you?
You made me an admin on your page, okay? And you've got and the one I'm looking at has got 71 reviews on it.
That's right. That's right.
Okay, so we can, when I first looked at your site, the service was missing. That was the concern. It's now back, okay? And you hadn't your services were empty. There was none in it. I've just added soaps and vegan soaps. Now that's working, okay? I can go in and update I'll show you how to update the soaps and stuff as well, okay? And it won't let you write. It won't load your drawings, your pictures, because you haven't verified your site. So they're all pending. Okay, so don't worry. When you're next on your stand, tell me and we'll go through and see what's going on.
Right.
Okay. Now when I review the issues, okay, 1 second, it's telling me. Yeah, so what you've got to do is
I've got to submit another live recording.
Here's what it says, right. Here's what you got to do, okay? It's this. When you're at the location of the business,
yes,
open the app.
Yeah.
Okay. And then have you got Google Meet, the Google Meet app on your phone?
Google Meet?
Yes, Google Meet.
No.
Give me a second. Okay, I'm going to send you. Right. Watch this. Okay. I'm going to quickly go into Zoom.
Rob.
In the chat. Okay. Just grab this 1 second. Grab this link on your chat. Yeah, it's telling me that you need to have this on your phone because what's going to happen is when you send 1 second, it's going to pop here. Right. Go here, okay, on your phone and download Google Meets onto your phone. What they're going to do is when you go live on your phone, okay, they're going to ring you on Google Meet just to confirm it's you and you're there. Then they're going to turn it on. Someone at Google wants to talk to you.
All right.
That's why they don't want you to do a live. They want you to do a live. Okay, go live. Then when you're live, the Google Meets app will ring and they're going to say to you, "Hi, yeah, good," and then they're going to turn you on.
I hope so, Rob, because we've done this before.
It is no, because what it is when I go to Oil of Nature, I'm on the page now. Okay, it says this. speak to Google support, okay? And it says
Yes.
you must be at your business location and have the Google Meet set up on your mobile device.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Then you do that, okay, and then you click verify. Okay. Once you click verify, okay, then they'll link together and someone at Google wants to talk to you. And the only way to talk to Google is via Google Meets. They're paranoid about people aren't real business.
Rob, we did this. We did this on the 7th or 8th of January this year. I'll send you the transcript.
Yeah, but have you got Google Meets on your phone?
No, but what I will do, I'll download that.
Yeah. No, what it says is no. It specifically says you have to do it on your phone with Google Meets on your phone, not your desktop. They want to. They're going to want to see you. They're going to ask you to turn the phone around and point at yourself. Trust me.
That's what I did, Rob. We did this, and we had the live conversation. They saw my pitch. They saw me standing in my pitch. They saw Portobello Road. They saw everything. They saw my stand.
What did they say to you?
They said the setup is not permanent. That is why they didn't verify it.
I'm sorry.
Crazy. I'm going to send you the conversation.
So what do you do? So what do you do if you're a market stand then?
That's exactly what I am. I am a market stand. So obviously I'm not going to be there 7 days a week in that location because it doesn't work like that. But yet still, Rob, the duplicate one has got my Google address or got my stand address, and they verified that.
Think right. The duplicate one doesn't need to have reviews. That's not what we want it for. We want it so that local people will find it.
Yeah.
Different thing. Okay. So if you've got a duplicate one, my approach will be this: is if we go onto Zoom, I will point you and tell you what to do. All you've got to do is add the keywords. Okay. Because at the moment you've got no keywords. And if you add the word natural soaps into that, anyone in that area type in soaps will see your Google local page. I know it sounds odd, but trust me, no one really reads reviews online. Okay. They'll see a shop, they'll see a local, and they'll come and find you. Okay. Right. But you can always get a few people you only need about 10 reviews on it. You don't need hundreds, you need about 10. Okay. You can ask some of your clients that have already done one page, just say, sorry about this. We're with Google. Can you do the same review on this page? And they'll just do the same thing on another page. Okay. And then if the new one's got that, then the thing at the moment is your Google local page isn't finding you local people. So the reviews are no good because no one's finding you. Only your clients are finding it, but your clients know who you are already. Yeah. The idea of Google local is people that don't know who you are need Google local running so they can find you. And that's the goal we want to do. So where Crystal's being found by those people, okay, that's what we do with yours. Okay. And that's the goal. Because I can tell you that who's found you on searches. 1 second, let's have a look here. So on searches, on Google searches, for instance, on your page, let's have a look here. So let's see.
Will it even show that, Rob? Because I tried to do that and it wouldn't let me in because it kept on telling me that I need to verify.
No, you can. I can get into your page.
Well, how can you get into it and I can't get into it? It's telling me that I've got to verify.
It's saying to me that your page. Hold on. It's saying your page is not visible to customers. That's just. Do you know what? It literally has just changed on me. A minute ago, I was in it, and now it's
telling you've got to verify. I've got to verify the page.
Okay. If the other, I know it sounds odd, okay, but if the other page is verified, no. I am. Do you know what? The best thing to do is share the page. What's this? I'm telling you, you are live on Google. Look at this. Okay. Here's what I can see. Can you see your page here?
Yes.
Your business on Google.
Yes.
Okay. And here, if I click on performance.
Yeah, see?
Okay.
Because I'm not verified.
But it's 1 second, see performance. No, but your business is viewable on Google. So people are finding it. If your clients look, that tells me that you are live on Google. If you wasn't live on Google, that wouldn't be on.
Yeah, yes, that's true.
And if your clients have done a review on you, the only way to do a review is you need to be live on Google. Now, my approach will be is this: if you've got a page, okay, that is verified, and that sounds odd, I would push that one and grow that one because you have the control better. This one, because you haven't got a pitch, okay? So my approach would be is I'd do the other one because this is not going to help you. Because if you can't do what we need to do, The only people who ever see this page are your clients. The clients, and that sounds odd, but you've already got your clients. You don't need them to see Google Local. We need people that don't know who you are to find you. And I would say it'd be worth doing that one from scratch and growing it than trying. If Google had been like that, I'd just go for the new one and go from there. Trust me,
All right.
Marcy, 100%.
All right. All right.
And if you do that, I'll then show you how to do this. So if you look, see here it says edit services here.
Yes.
Okay. See where it says soaps and vegan soaps?
Yes.
I just put those on myself. What that means is at the moment, this page is unfindable by people because it's got no keywords on it.
Right.
No one can find this page naturally. The other one, if we go on the new one and do it and put vegan soaps, vegan creams, handmade soaps, handmade creams and stuff in the new one, it will get found.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
And people will find it, and it'll be people locally that most people never heard of before, and they'll do it. So if you're around tomorrow or something, I'll quickly walk you through it.
I'm gonna take it from there. Yeah, Rob. That can work. That can work. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Trust me, it's go from scratch. It won't matter. It won't affect you. Okay, because we get all this and reviews. We can ask people that reviewed already to review again. You can literally go into here and ask them to review the other page from the reviews you've got here, because they'll get if you write a message on the reviews, they'll get that message sent to them by Google on their phones.
Okay. All right. Can you go back to, because I feel rather embarrassed now looking at this.
Oh, why don't be embarrassed. This is Google. Google are useless. Trust me, I'm staggered sometimes how bad Google are at doing things. There's no logic in it, okay? And a lot of businesses aren't fixed, So if you're a plumber who goes and works from home and goes out, again, you've got no fixed abode. How do you do it?
Exactly. Mm.
It's absolutely mad. But so if you've got it, we'll use the other page. Well, trust me, it won't take long to do it. We'll change all the keywords on it, and you'll suddenly see local people finding it and it growing.
All right.
Is there any questions before I go off? So everyone's ready to start tomorrow morning, bright and early, bit of paper, brainstorming, ideas.
Yeah.
Remember, there is no box. Yeah? If there's no box, you haven't got to think outside the box. You just got to think.
Rob, just one thing. Can you just come back to me about the domain name? I'm terrified I'm going to lose Crystal's feeling.
No, it's months away. You can't, Crystal. Nothing gets lost in this world. Okay, don't panic. Okay, your domain name is about 2 or 3 months away. Okay, Hannah. This is a non-techie person worried about losing her domain name. Hannah, tell her that doesn't happen, please.
It doesn't happen, Crystal.
I don't know. There's something that I thought I need to renew in relation to the domain name.
It's not due yet, Crystal. I told you it's like 2 months away.
Crystal, do you pay for your domain name?
I went to what was it, like Top Dog, or I had a dog in it. I don't know. It was a website.
Your domain name. Remember this. Domain name's a strange one. You don't pay the developer. The domain name is a thing you got to pay to. I don't know. In fact, Hannah, who gets the money for domain names? Do you know?
Today, actually, Ben talked about this. In the 70s, there's one gentleman. He bought all the domain names only with one word. But Ben set up a new company. His company name is called Obsessed.
Yeah.
.uk. It's on one word. And do you know how much the gentleman bought all these? He bought 750 domain names, all at £1.
Wow.
Each. Now, obsess.co.uk. He wanted to charge Ben £10,000.
Jesus.
Of course, Ben, my coach, he broken it down, but still he paid 5 figures for it.
Wow.
Have a chat with Vanfia's cousin, Hannah. Vanfia's cousin did the same thing. And this is going back now maybe 15 years ago, and he got approached by a gambling company, and he bought the domain name cometobet.com.
Okay.
And someone started, and this gambling business was called Come to Bet, and they had to buy cometobet.com. And he said to me, how much did I charge? Well, I don't know, £100,000 they want it. He goes, do you reckon? I goes, well, what's going to happen? Going to come down? And he said to me, Robert, he goes, I said £100,000 and they just said yes. I go, you muppet, you should have charged them more.
Yeah.
Because at the end, they had no choice. They had to buy it off him. They really had no choice. He went to me, I can't believe it. He goes, it's 70,000 euros. He goes, I've got 100,000 euros. He goes, and it's cost me like £200 to buy it.
Wow.
And when someone, like, if you'd have bought, say you bought ManchesterUnited.com, they have to buy it. Otherwise, if you were searching for Manchester, you type man, so they, and you can literally hold people to, and if you, early days, it was a good, it's a good buy. Now you can't do it because every domain name out there is being bought by somebody now. So it's really...
Rob, you say that. I went, and the package that I have with Crystal Hosting, who hosts my website, the package I've got, I don't actually pay for my domain name. However,
what do you pay each month?
I only pay my fees to the Crystal Hosting.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But what are your fees?
22 pounds a month.
What? How much?
£22 a month.
Okay. Right. Okay.
What I did today, because the package that I've got, that I have to renew my domain name each year, I didn't want to do that. So I said to them, is there a way that I can secure that domain name for 5 years, 10 years, 15 years? They said yes, but because of the package I have, I can't do that. So what they did today, I was able to secure it for 8 years, and I had to pay, I think it was £9.95 a year. So I paid that for 8 years. So it cost me £78 or whatever.
You're going to talk to her.
It's not going to, my domain name isn't going to renew until 2034. However, Rob, I want to get .com. I've got .co.uk. Somebody there has got the .com. It's a company called, oh God, Namebright. It's an American company. That domain is going through it's going through a redemption process at the moment, because it should have been renewed on the 7th of January. The person who's got it hasn't renewed it, so there's a 90-day window. So within that night, or on, I think it works out to be the 8th of April, that domain name will become available. That's if they don't renew it.
It will do, but
don't renew it
when you're hosting,
I'm going to buy it.
£23 a month is too much.
Why?
Right.
Why?
Because at the moment, I host Crystal's website on my server.
Yeah, he does.
So Crystal pays £12 a year for the domain name, but she pays nothing for hosting. It's on my server.
Yay.
Oh wow!
So it's relative. My server can hold 40 websites. And I think I wait for this. And for the 40 websites, okay, this is, you're gonna love this one. I think for the 40 websites, it costs me £15 a month to host 40 websites.
What? That's crazy.
Joking.
No, seriously. Because what it is standard. Most domain name most companies charge people about £20 a month for hosting, because that's what people pay. If you go and look deeper, you can find it a lot cheaper. And I realized it was cheaper. It was, even with my own company I was using, it was cheaper for me to buy a package that hosted loads and loads and loads of them than one. Okay, and that's how it is. And so it's all, by the way, you don't pay a lot. I spoke to a client the other day. Wait for this. He goes to me, Rob, is $500 a month too much for hosting? When I stopped laughing, he goes, that's bad, isn't it? I goes, you need to cancel that today. I said, seriously, cancel today. I said, go with GoDaddy. They'll charge you about £15 for the same service.
GoDaddy.
But he thought that was a good deal. Marcia. So what you're paying is peanuts. What he was paying just way too, and that's because he said, Rob, I didn't know. I literally didn't know. He goes, I just thought it was what you got to do, so I paid it. And I said to him, no, that's way too much. Okay, hosting is hosting. The domain name. The one thing you've got to make sure is the domain name is in your name, not in your hosting company's name.
It's in my name.
Yeah. So we got, but double check, and it should, when you go and check out, if you do type Whois, WHOIS, and then put your domain name in, and it will tell you who owns it. Just make sure your name appears and not their name appears.
Rob, their name appears because I did it today. Their name appears. They're hosting it.
No, doesn't matter. Not relevant. Not relevant. Okay, they can host it. Okay, but the domain name owner has to be you. Your name should be as a domain name host. Like for instance, because if you go, I've hidden all domain names, but on my system, it says who owns this system, and you can put down the name, and legally under the law that in the UK, the domain name should be in your name because that's how the system works. And that's done because if someone does something wrong with the website, they can track who does it. It's easy to do. What we do is I will check it all in the morning for you and just make sure, and they can do it. They just have to transfer it into your name. It's not a big thing to do. It's just that if it's not in your name, technically you don't control it and own it. So let's say you wanted to move to a new hosting company.
Yes, I know exactly what you mean. But Rob, that's just it. I did move. I was with 1&1, which was a good few years ago. They got taken over by another company, and I transferred my domain name to Crystal Hosting, who I'm with now.
Okay.
1 second, watch this.
I shouldn't have said nothing because you're on the case already. Look at you.
I just like to look. It's just the way as a person and stuff. I just want to make sure that anything you own, even if someone
it's gonna say that it's Crystal Hosting, because I was there this morning. I looked at it this morning and it did say Crystal Hosting. But when I spoke to the guy, he said, yeah, we're not gonna put your name because obviously you own it, but we're not gonna say I don't know if I'm saying it all right. I don't know.
No, I know exactly what you're saying. Okay, but what he's told you is incorrect.
Oh.
Okay, the reason why I tell you this, okay, Hannah's domain names are with GoDaddy.
Yes.
Okay, but if you go to who is, it will tell you that Hannah owns them, but you can hide that. Okay, so what it's called is if you buy a domain name to stop yourself being spammed, you can hide the owner. So Hannah owns the domain name, but it might be hidden behind it. It will say something like GoDaddy hidden. But it will give you some generic stuff. Okay, but you've got to make sure that it's you that owns it. Okay, it's just a thing so that you know. But also legally under the law, okay, the person that owns that domain should be named on that, because let's say someone hacks your site, for instance, or something went wrong with your website, because you own that domain name, you can be held liable for things that happen behind it because it's your domain name. So you want to make sure that you control it's in your name. That sounds odd. You just ask the question. When I go and have a look, okay, what it says is it says, see, it gives the registrar ID as D672, blah, 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 registered on this day, updated, name servers. You see, it's got registrar information, which is Crystal Hosting. Okay. What it doesn't say is, I'm not too sure about that at all, what they're doing there.
I'm looking at it myself. I'm on Whois as well. And it says the name and it's got registrar, the D, whatever, registered when, expiry when, domain renew, period.
Because every year I get an update from I use Direct Nick, and it tells me that legally, under the law of the UK, I need to make sure that I've got the owner's details of who owns that website, that domain name address. That's it. I need to know because I get it all the time.
But Rob, that's what I'm saying. The guy said to me this morning, it's hidden. I'll ring them.
No, it's hidden. But what he should have said was it's you pay to hide it, okay? But just make sure, just log in, and you should see your details there and stuff. Just make sure if it's in your account, it should be yours. Just make sure it's not in their name. They use a hidden thing at front of it so that because spammers do this. Spammers go onto these systems and they harvest all the emails. Yeah. So they hide them so that spammers can't harvest emails of website owners.
Yeah, because they're just which makes sense.
But hosting's hosting. The price of hosting will vary between £10 to about £35 in the UK, depending on who you use.
Jesus.
and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, Rob, now I know that you do. I will swap over.
Like what my approach to you would be is I could mostly give you a much better, simpler company to use to run because you're going to need quite a good server on yours because because you're running a shopping cart.
Yeah.
The shopping cart is very intensive on web servers. Okay, so you mostly find there'll be is yours a WordPress again? It's not WordPress, is it? Your
It
site?
is WordPress.
Yeah,
It is.
right. There's specific sites that are really cheap, but they've been designed to one because a WordPress shopping cart is really, I don't know why, really intensive on servers. But the thing is, you're not being ripped off. You're paying what most people in the UK pay. It's just just as Hannah will tell you, I'm a cheapskate. I don't like spending money on things like that. So
Well, Rob, to be honest, I only recently updated it because I wasn't on the package that I'm on now, but I've only recently updated it. So I was paying like £12.
yeah,
£13 a month I was paying before.
that's right.
It's
But they
only
might have given you,
recently
ask me if they might be giving you a boosted WordPress site to run your shop quicker. They might, you need to find out what they're doing. So if they've done that, it will cost more because there's services you can use to pay to run a WordPress site quicker because WordPress is quite slow as a system. So,
Yeah.
so some of these websites are servers designed to run WordPress quicker.
Okay.
Well, I still, because we transferred my website from one-on-one to GoDaddy, but I still keep getting, payments invoice from one-on-one.
Yeah.
I need
Even though we
need
properly cancelled it. They're right cheeky bastards.
Yeah, they're out of order
One-on-one
terrible.
They were a domain name company that started hosting, so they weren't very good. And I read to anybody in the world, if you want a simple platform to use for your website, GoDaddy has a very good. GoDaddy's WordPress platform is really good. It's really quick.
Okay.
So
I need to just sit down, properly because I don't want to. I think there's one email kind of bought it from one-on-one. But I still have to keep that, isn't it?
No, Hannah, all the emails have moved across. If anything to do with,
I will move across to GoDaddy now.
all of them, yeah, anything. So whatever you had on one-on-one, Hannah, it can't work because GoDaddy has the domain now. Okay, so if you had an email with one-on-one, you can set it up on GoDaddy and it will run through the GoDaddy site now.
Oh, so why does one-on-one still keep sending me?
One-on-one, Auto VR 360 and Hi-Fi VR cannot run from one-on-one because they don't have the domain to run it from. They can't. They physically can't do it, Hannah. They're just being the normal selves and just charging you money until you cancel because they think they can. Because they are, unfortunately, yeah. So
we cancel it. So
yeah, Hannah, the only way to run any domain, anything, say Auto VR 360,
yeah,
whatever it is, it because it's on GoDaddy servers. The emails run through GoDaddy servers. Otherwise, Hannah, it would mean I could hack and just set up a website in your name and run it from somewhere else. That can't be done. That's just one-on-one for you and stuff.
Can you do me a favor? When did we cancel it? Have you got a date?
Oh, Hannah, the best thing the date is that will be on GoDaddy. If we go on GoDaddy, Hannah, GoDaddy will give us the exact date we transferred, and that'll be the date we cancelled.
Okay.
But I did cancel. They shouldn't be charging you because I cancelled everything on one-on-one. So they're still charging you. They're being a bit
really naughty. Yeah.
Thank you, baby.
I'll raise our appeal.
A bit sneaky. So yeah. So right, guys.
Okay. Good night.
Into that. So that's 90 minutes.
Yes.
A bit of Google local. A bit of domain names.
Yeah.
Okay. And the thing is, okay, even paying £30 a month for hosting is irrelevant. The overall schemes of the business. And my approach towards life is if it's working, don't move it. Trust me, because sometimes you may think the grass is green the other side, but it's not. And £25 is reasonable. You've got your domain name anyway. It's going to run forever. Nah, just leave it.
All right.
Okay, that's perfectly fine. It's just that I'm definitely a bargain hunter. Sometimes as I learned, being cheap's not good. You end up buying it 6 times, things at once.
Perfect.
Thank
you. Thank you.
But yeah,
you go to bed now.
So we'll get that done, and I'll help you, Marcia, and I'll help Enola. We'll get your Google local pages running, okay? And that's going to help your businesses a lot because it opens up and it just shows more people that you're there locally, and that's how you get found. Okay?
Yes.
Right,
yes.
guys. Have a nice evening. Okay,
Thank you.
and I will send out some sheets later, and I'll be sending out some homework with it and saying here's the challenge. Here's next week's challenge.
All right.
Okay.
Perfect.
Bye,
Thank you.
guys.
Okay, thank you.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.